All right, today we're diving into a really powerful myth from Homer's Odyssey, one that hides this incredible, timeless warning. We're talking about the story of the Lotus Eaters, and what it reveals is one of the most subtle and maybe one of the most dangerous prisons a person can ever face. You know, the kind of prison you don't even realize you're trapped in. And this idea right here, it's the key to the whole thing. It's a pretty wild thought, isn't it? That the most confining walls aren't built out of stone, but are the ones we build inside our own minds. This is the central struggle in the story of the Lotus Eaters. Okay, so let's paint a picture here. Our hero is the brilliant Greek general Odysseus. After a brutal 10-year-long war in Troy, all he and his surviving men want is to just go home, sail back to Ithaca. But their journey is anything but simple. Now, you really have to get the context here. These guys aren't fresh-faced adventurers looking for a thrill. They are profoundly exhausted. 10 years of brutal war, and now they're on this relentless, punishing journey at sea where it feels like the gods themselves are throwing everything they have at them. They are at their absolute physical and mental breaking point. And right when they think they just can't take another second of it, this gentle breeze, almost like a sigh of relief, guides their ships to a new land. And it looks perfect. It's a peaceful, sun-drenched island, basically the paradise they've been dreaming of. And it's inhabited by this mysterious group of people. So the locals, who are called the Lotophagi, or, the Lotus Eaters, they greet them with this weirdly unnerving calm. They don't seem hostile at all. In fact, they seem incredibly welcoming, but they have these distant, far-off looks in their eyes as they offer the sailors the island's special delicacy, a sweet, fragrant fruit. So right here, you can see the stark choice they're facing. On one side, you've got the life they know, a life of struggle, pain, and this deep, profound sense of duty to get back home. And on the other side, well, the Lotus offers a life of peace, pleasure, and total forgetfulness. No past to regret, no future to worry about, just now. And of course, who do you think steps forward first? The three most worn-down, exhausted sailors. And can you really blame them? After years and years of suffering, the promise of just a moment of relief is way too strong to resist. They accept the fruit, becoming the very first to taste it. And the effect of this lotus fruit, it's immediate, and it is absolutely devastating. This isn't just them having a snack. This is a complete and total surrender of the self. The second they taste it, this profound lethargy just washes over them. But we're not just talking about feeling tired. It's this deep, soul-crushing apathy that starts to just systematically erase everything they are. Look at what they lose. It's catastrophic. They forget the trauma of the war, sure, but they also forget the love for their families waiting for them back home. Their destination, their own names, the secret oath they all made to each other, their entire past and their whole purpose just vanishes. And this is what they start to say, just murmuring it as they lie under the trees. This quote really gets to the heart of the lotus's seductive poison. It offers a life without any friction, a perfect existence that is defined by the absence of effort. And what's so dangerous is that it's not just laziness, it's the idealization of it. And that's the final cost, the ultimate price of this perfect, effortless peace. The complete and total erasure of their own souls. They just stop being the men they once were. They become empty shells, perfectly happy in their own oblivion. But there was one man who did not eat the fruit. Now the focus of the story shifts to Odysseus, who's watching all this unfold, and he understands the true horror of what he's seeing. For Odysseus, this is an absolute nightmare. He's watching his brave, loyal warriors, men who survived a decade of brutal war, get reduced to these vacant, smiling phantoms. He realizes their souls are being devoured not by some monster with teeth, but by blissful, wonderful laziness. So what does he do? Well, his response is swift, it's decisive, and frankly, it's harsh. He immediately sees the paradise for the trap that it is, resists the temptation himself, and then he orders his loyal men to rescue the others by force. There's no negotiation. He has them dragged, kicking and screaming, back to the ships and literally tied down to the benches to stop them from running back. And this is the truly tragic part of the story. As the ships pull away, the men he rescued are weeping. They aren't thanking him. They're begging him to take them back to their prison. They're fighting for their own cage because it was comfortable. So what is this ancient story really trying to tell us? Let's connect the dots here, from the myth to its powerful, timeless meaning. Why does this still matter to us today? Well, the lotus is a metaphor for what you could call spiritual laziness. Now, this isn't about needing a day off to recharge. This is about a total surrender of your will. That quiet decision to just stop trying, which slowly erases your purpose, your connections, and your whole destiny. And that brings us to the really essential question for all of us. What are the modern-day lotuses? What are the easy, comfortable things in our lives that offer us an escape from effort, but at the cost of slowly numbing us to our own goals and our sense of purpose? Because, the cost of always choosing that easy path, it's immense. You start to forget what you set out to do in the first place. You lose that vital sense of your own destiny. And in the end, as the myth warns, you risk losing your entire life without ever having really truly lived it. And the story offers this crucial piece of wisdom. Real, meaningful rest, the kind that actually recharges your soul, is something that is earned. It comes after the struggle, after the work is done. It's not supposed to be a permanent state of being. So in the end, that seemingly cruel act by Odysseus, it was an act of profound heroism. He didn't just save his men from an island, he saved them from the worst prison imaginable, the prison of a will that has simply given up and fallen asleep. And that leaves us with this final, really stark thought. The myth makes a crystal clear distinction. Laziness and rest are not the same thing. One restores you for the journey ahead. The other, as the story warns us, is a kind of death while you're still very much alive.